Sushi decides to text me and he goes, "Hey, would you ever play the Ouija board?"
Una noche sola es todo lo que quiero. No te enamores, corazones, yo lo quiero. Tu respiración, yo lo siento. Cuando tu movimiento va más recio, espalda arqueada, manos amarradas. Enséñame lo que es hacer mala. Cero sentimientos. Cuando tú me miras, no puedes mantener tus ojos hacia arriba.
Hey, what is up, guys? It's Famous Lean. My name's Lean and welcome back to my channel where we live it to the fullest and we learn from our adventures. So, in today's video, we're going to be talking about a scary story time. A lot of you guys have been waiting for this moment for me to tell this story. So, we're basically kind of going to be going into a little mukbang here. I got my sushi. Bro, that looks so good. I have my 3 egg rolls. What was this sopita called? Moi? Something with moi? I don't know, but it looks like fish eggs. So for today's video, I want to give a big shout out for TTDI for giving me these eye contacts. They're literally my favorite. Look at them. They look so real. Like I love these. I'll put down the name of these eye contacts if you guys want to get them yourself, and make sure to use your code FAMOUSLEAN if you guys want to get yourself some. I also want to give a big shout out to LAX Apparel for giving me this t-shirt, Mamacita. You could go and use code FAMOUSLEAN10 for this one as well. Alright, let's see if we can do like a little ASMR with this little microphone, because check me out. We're not going to be eating that. Okay, we have to go into our sushi. Chupapi! Cheers. That sure smacks. Now you guys may ask, Lean, is it bussin'? It's bussin'. Anyways, let's get started with this scary story time. So this story takes place back in 2018. At the time, I was honestly going through some things. I was just very down. I just wasn't myself. I was very depressed, you can say. And at this time, I went ghost. I talked to nobody. I wasn't on social media. I didn't want no one to know anything of me. And people even asked, like, I would open my Snap. You know how like you could like slide it but not like fully open it? I would like read messages and they're like, dude, like, are you dead? Like, there's a rumor spreading around that you're dead. And that's how ghost I was, just because I didn't want anyone knowing where I was. Like, I was just so sad. And at the time I only had one friend. Let's call him Sushi, because this is what I'm having right now. So Sushi at this time was literally my only friend. Like, I remember he used to take me to this house that his family used to live in, but they were like renovating to like sell it to other people. They currently had like another house, and like we would always go in that abandoned house, and like we would hang out there. Like literally I would just sing, because that's music is like still my only getaway, and he was just always there for me. So Sushi being my only friend, one night Sushi decides to text me and he goes, "Hey, would you ever play the Ouija board?" I was curious about it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was curious about it. I was just like, you know what? I'll watch you play it, you know, just to see if it's real. Me, I've had a lot of paranormal experiences happen to me. I believe in everything. Trust me. There's nothing you can say that's not gonna make me believe, because I've been through a lot myself. So Sushi tells me, he's like, "Hey, check on Walmart and see if they have it." So I'm like sitting here on the couch. I'm by myself and I'm on my phone. And you know, Walmart's website is literally white, blue logo, yellow words, right? English letters. As soon as I type in Ouija board, tell me why the whole website glitched. The whole website glitched. And you know what it glitched to? And I'm just like watching this all happen. It glitched to the page entirely red with black Chinese letters. So I'm just like watching it, and I wasn't even daring like to touch the screen, and I just let it refresh itself, and that's what it did. And then so Walmart actually says that it has the Ouija board there. So I tell him, and I'm like, hey, you know, they have it. He's like, okay, I'll go pick you up right now, we'll go get it. I'm like, okay. So he lives in a different town than me. He came to my town and he picked me up, and we went ahead and went to Walmart 5 minutes before closing. It was like 9:55 and they close at 10. We decided to go in the toy section. That's where, you know, that's where it should have been. And so we're looking around like really fast, and they didn't have it. And so we asked an employee, they're like, hey, do you by chance have the Ouija board? She looked at us crazy. She's like, we don't carry that item. And I was like, oh, the website says that we don't carry that item. I was like, okay. So it was already closing, so there was nothing that we could do. And so we decided to leave, right? Because we have no other choice. Okay, so at this point, we're at the red light.
She gave me top at the red light.
Anyways, so everybody knows the way that I am. I'm such a big jokester. I joke around about everything. Like, I'm not one to be scared of anything. And I told him, I was like, let's go to the cemetery. And then chinga, vámonos. What is that, cheese? Trying to poison me. I can't have cheese, I'm lactose intolerant. So I was literally like just kidding, and I was like, nah, we don't have to go there. He was like, nah, too bad, like you already said it. And let me tell you guys, as soon as the tires touched the road of the cemetery, our energy was like completely threw off. I'm very sensitive to everything, and I just didn't want to say anything, but he was the one that said, he was like, did you feel that? And I was like, yeah. I'm not a person that gets scared, literally, guys. I'm telling you, I don't get scared easily. We're driving into the cemetery, and I kept joking around with them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's that? You see that? Oh my gosh, look over there. Like, I kept messing around, and so we reached to the end of the road of the cemetery. There's nowhere else to go, because if you go more past, then it's just orchards. So we had to turn around, and while we were turning around, I was like, oh my gosh, what is that? Like, I kept joking around. And so we're going back, and we reached the graves again. And I told them, I was like, stop. Put your window down and see if you hear anything. And I kept joking with him like mad heavy, bro. I go over and I put Sushi's window down, and I put my window down too. And I was just like joking around. I was literally like smiling so hard, and he was just like looking out the window. And then I start laughing, and I'm like, come on, let's go. And I'm gonna put my window up, and I stop at midways. Tell me why. I hear an old man in my ear going like this. I shit you not, bro. I'm not kidding. I'm not messing around. I put it on everything that I love. That's exactly what I heard. And so I stopped my window, and I was like, did you hear that? He's like, dude, I'm not playing with you anymore. He was just getting irritated at my jokes and stuff, and I'm like, dude, I swear to you, this time I'm not messing around. I'm not playing with you. I promise you that I heard something. I was like, I know you heard that. So me and Sushi were arguing, and I'm like, bro, like, how would you not hear that? I know you heard that. He's like, I didn't hear anything. I'm sorry. And at this point, like, I was just mad because, like, that was so loud. Like, it was loud as heck. We're sitting in the truck like this, right? You're the driver, and I'm the passenger, right? We're sitting down, and I'm like this. I'm sitting sideways because I'm, like, looking at him, and I'm, like, arguing. And I'm, like, going off. And suddenly, like, my face just gets serious. And I got quiet. And something's like telling me to move back. And literally, I shit you not, exactly how I'm moving my head is how I'm turning my head to look at the back of the truck. And he's like this. He's just like, Sushi's just like watching me. He was like seeing what was going on. He didn't say completely nothing. Like something was just drawing me to look back, and I didn't know what it was because it wasn't even me turning my own head. As soon as I look back, you know those scary movies where the girl screams for her life, and it's such a treacherous, is that a word? I don't care, I made it up. Anyways, scream, like so ugly, like so loud because they're terrified for their life. That's the type of scream that I gave. Now I was like, go, 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 and I started hitting the front of the truck, and I was like, go, 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 and he tries going. Boom. The battery died. Right when I'm terrified because of what I just saw, the truck dies. Can you freaking believe this? The truck died. It was like a freaking horror movie. And so he's trying to turn on the truck, and every time he turns it, it's like, you know, you hear like the battery that goes literally, the truck would not turn on. And I was literally like crying, and I was crying so bad because of what I just saw. And I was screaming, and I was like, please go. And I kept hitting the board, the dashboard, is that what it's called? I kept hitting the dashboard. And then finally, like, the truck turns on. Boom! Without hesitation, like, just steps on the truck full blast, dude. And like, when we got out of there, like, we almost like got hit by another car because we were just trying to get out there like so fast. Thank goodness we're okay. Thank goodness we're safe. But he was like, what did you see? What did you see? And I just kept crying, and I'd never seen something so ugly in my entire life. And so we go to a gas station because, you know, they say that like after you get scared, you're supposed to eat like candy or something like that to, like, you know, pa tu azúcar. And so I got a slushie, and I had just getting my sugars in. And then when I, you know, was able to finally talk, I told them what I saw. And I'm not gonna just tell you guys what I saw. I'ma draw for you guys what I saw. It's nighttime. There's no lights at the cemetery. That cemetery is completely dark. What's darker than the night? That's what I didn't understand. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I saw when I turned back to the truck, and it's up to you guys if you want to believe me, but I'm not gonna be saying a story to put it out there as BS, you know, something that's false. There's actually more to us than being just human beings. You guys really need to look into it, and I put this on everything that I love, and this is what I seen. This is like the head, and like the arms, and like the hind legs, but like everything like that's the head, like everything at bottom was like so pointy. What I saw was a demon. That's something that I would never ever want to see again. I don't want anyone to see it. After that, I never went back to the cemetery, and after that it led to something even bigger because there was stuff happening in my own home, and I ended up going to a lady for help. What she told me, I had entered her shop. I didn't say my name. I didn't say what I was there for. I didn't say nothing. I would say hi, and she would just be looking at her cards. She had cards on her table, and she just had her eyes closed. And I was like, oh, maybe she didn't hear me. And I go again, and I come closer, and I'm like, hi. She didn't say nothing, so I just stood there in the middle of the room, like waiting for her to open her eyes so she could see me. And she opens her eyes, and she goes, La muerte. And I'm like, what? Let me know if you guys want part 2 to that story time, because I will tell you guys, literally, like, it's a whole ass story with this. It's so crazy. But let me know if you guys want part 2. Thank you guys so much for listening in today's story time. Let me know if you guys do want part 2. I will tell you guys. It's so crazy. I would love to tell you guys if you guys want. If you haven't already, go click that subscribe button. Hit the big thumbs up. Go ahead and comment if anything has ever happened to you in the comment section. I would literally love to read them. I'll see you guys in the next video. Famous Lean is out.
No te enamores, corazones, yo lo quiero.